Welcome, traders. Today we are diving into the world of Forex trading, focusing on how you can profit from trading one of the most popular pairs, that is the US and Canadian dollar. Now, get ready to learn the essentials in about 10 minutes. First, the basics of Forex trading involves exchanging one currency for another with the aim of profiting from the currency movement. So how is what you can do to make money from Forex trading? The first thing is you must understand the basics. Now, in the example of the US dollar Canadian pair, you are trading the US dollar versus the Canadian dollar. Now, the US dollar is the base currency. In other words, now you are betting to say if the US dollar appreciates, in other words, it increases in value, right? Versus the Canadian dollar. In that case, the Canadian dollar would be losing value. Then that would be a possibility of making money. In that case, we say you go long. In other words, you just open the position by buying to sell when it goes higher. Now, if you believe that the US dollar is going to lose value, in other words, to depreciate, right? Then you are going to go short. In other words, you open the position by selling, right? The US dollar, and then you buy low in that case. And I'll show you in a chart in a second. But it is very important to understand the basics of trading Forex. They are what are called pips. This is the smallest price movements in Forex, right? For example, if you use the US dollar, Canadian dollar example, a pip is usually the last decimal place. So you are looking at, let's say, 0.0001. So 1 pip in that case is that last decimal point. Now, in Canada, from my example, I use a broker. I'm not promoting them, so I'm not going to mention them. What I learned is that they offer leverage. For example, if you have 10,000 that you want to trade Forex with, they would say if you can take up to position of up to 50,000 as an example. So what that means, that can potentially amplify the gains, but also the losses. So that means you can now possibly blow the account. So that's the reason why I don't like to trade a lot of Forex at this point, because I'm trading stocks with most of my money, actually, because with, let's say, 20, 10,000, I can trade some stocks and make more money versus if I do Forex. But when I started trading, that was around in April. And I will be honest with you guys, I lost about 400, I think it was about $300, right? And I was playing with 5,000. The reason being that if you want to trade Forex, the first thing is, or whatever stocks, you really have to, I recommend that you start off by doing a demo account. In other words, you simulate, you back test the data, because if you then start right away with real money, there's the psychological aspect. Let's say if you see the position dropping, then you're more likely to lose money if you close that position, right? So it's very important to choose your broker wisely, because they have the spread in other ways for the currency pair that you'll be trading. But in this case, now once you have a broker, that means you'll be able to buy and sell the Forex. Now I use TradingView as a way to just do my charting, because number one, there are two options. You use fundamental analysis and technical analysis. Fundamental analysis, I'm looking at the news, like the policies of the Canadian government versus maybe the US, for example. There's a potential tariff war. If that tariff war is implemented, what would be the potential consequences? You try to anticipate to say, is the Canadian dollar going to depreciate? Now you need a bit of understanding of what's really going on in terms of the macroeconomy, right? Now, as an example, let's say I believe that I want to go long. You see here, this is the US versus the Canadian dollar. So it means, let's say if I believe that it's going to go long. And again, the Forex market from my broker, it's almost like I think they break for a few minutes, I think around 5 p.m. Eastern Pacific Standard Time. You can see here that my chart here is on a day movement. So each candle here is represent what transpired in the price movement of that Forex. In other words, it opened at this and it closed at this. And what this means is that if you look at these past days, right? Today, this is the 22nd of December. The US dollar has been appreciating, right? If you look at this trend, in other words, the Canadian dollar has been depreciating whilst the US dollar has been appreciating. Now, you see that the US dollar now is the trend is reversing because you can see that the past 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the Canadian dollar was gaining. So in other words, the US dollar was depreciating. So this is where, let's say, if you believe that it's going to continue dropping for whatever reasons that you should justify or understand, now that means I could open a position by selling. In other words, I'm shorting the US dollar. So I would open, let's say I would short at this point and say, okay, if it reverses and goes up, I would put, let's say, a stop loss at this level, right? Then it kicks me out. That minimizes the loss. But if the trade goes according to plan and it continues to go down, I would say I would probably like to exit at this level because usually when you look at resistance level, this is what we call a demand zone, right? And when we have the demand zone, I expect some level of resistance, and then this is what we call the supply zone, right? The supply zone, what it means essentially is that there are more sellers. Sellers are more in control, so therefore they are pushing the price down. So you can see that these past 2 days, there's been more sellers have been in control, so they really pushed this down, right? So in other words, they are big institutions and people who have money that can really move the market. So you are looking at a market of possibly like $1.7 trillion, right? So like trading globally, right, in the Forex exchange market. So this is just the basics, but you can see here, if you had to look at the statistics, if you had just bought the US dollar, right? In my case, our money is Canadian dollar, right? Because I'm Canadian. So if I do work, mostly I'm paid in Canadian dollars. But if I had just bought, kind of like if I held the US dollars for year to date, I would have made unrealized gain of 8.36%, right? This month alone, I would have made, let's say, almost 3%, almost 6% over the past 3 months. But the issue is, it's very hard to predict, right? Because there were macroeconomic factors like the US economy, there were some upcoming elections, and President-elect Trump won a second term, and you don't know what the policies, how the market is going to price it in. But so far, people have been betting that the markets, equities market or the stock markets, the US economy is going to go up. And even if I look at the data, like unemployment, inflation, even though somewhat inflation recently when the Fed reduced the interest rates by 25 basis points, the market dropped. S&P dropped by about 3% because people kind of like read the language from Jerome Powell, who is the chair of the Federal Open Market Committee. So these are some of the things that happen. So if there are some risks that come, people are going to hedge to say, oh, if the market is going to drop, then people are likely to go to the US dollar for safety, right? Cash, right? And the US is a pretty good store of value. So in short, you can go long or go short, but it's very important to understand the entry and exit points based on your analysis, right? And understand that sometimes, in some cases, it's normal for a trade not to go your way, but if you don't have a stop loss, it means your account can potentially be wiped out, right? Because anything can happen in the world. So let's take, for example, you have the USD example of, let's say, I gave you, right? And the market then reverses the trend. It means if you don't have a stop loss and it US dollar appreciates versus the Canadian dollar, you are going to lose in that regard, and you make money if it goes down. That's the issue of risk management, which is very, very important. Now, some people, they like to focus on a few number of currency pairs, let's say euro and US dollar. or British pound and the Japanese yen. But the key thing from what I'm learning, because I'm just learning a bit more about how the forex market works, it's very, very important to make sure you understand the economies of whatever currency pair that you are trading, and a bit of macroeconomics to say, if there is a policy in Japan or in Britain and you're trading that currency pair, more likely you can make money. There was George Soros is one of the people who really made money when he betted against the British pound some years back. He made 1 billion in one day. And he understood that people were more likely going to sell, right, to panic. So he was borrowing British pounds, right, and then buying other currencies in the Eurozone. Let's say and like I've said, I haven't been trading a lot in terms of the forex market. I traded, I lost, I think it was almost $300. And the reason for me stopping was that I want to trade stocks because my capital is not as much. Maybe if I get a bit of capital, then I can kind of play that game, because for each trade you should have, like you're playing with 10,000, 20,000, 30,000. So that's a bit of capital for me as a retail trader. So with that, I hope you learned something, but thanks for joining for this quick dive for Forex trading with particular focus of the Canadian dollar, US dollar versus the Canadian dollar. Example, if you want to learn more about how to trade Forex and also stocks and investing for the long term, be sure to subscribe to this channel and also sign up to my weekly newsletter at www.streetwiseeconomics.com for latest insights on what's happening in the stock market. Until next time, trade smarter and safe. Thank you so much. Isaac Jonas signing out for now. Bye bye.